not only is Jason able to do it, but he's able to do it really well. He even references Romeo and Juliet, which led to a fun bit where Chidi says, "How did you know that?" And Jason responds,
"I read some books, man. Jeez. You really think I'm dumb?"
Welcome back to another episode of The Rank. I'm John, and today we're going to be ranking the next episode of The Good Place. Now, for those of you who are new to the show, I'm going to give you a little bit of an agenda. We start with the potent notables, which are just a couple interesting facts or tidbits that I found out about the episode or series. Then I do the episode overview, which is just me talking about what happened in the episode. And then I do the rank, the namesake of the show, where I rank the episode on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, in 5 different categories, all to find out what is the best sitcom of all time. And today we're going to be ranking the 11th episode of the 4th season of The Good Place, titled Mondays, am I right? Written by Jen Statsky and directed by Rebecca Asher. Now, just so you know, there are going to be spoilers ahead. This series is available on Prime Video. It's been out for a while, so if you want to watch it before you watch or listen to this because of spoilers, please do so. Otherwise, spoilers ahead. But let's see how this one stacks up, starting with the potent notables.
Potent notables.
So this episode aired Thursday, January 16th, 2020. Chidi offers to learn the guitar. Eleanor says she prefers drummers. Kristen Bell's husband, Dax Shepard, plays the drums. I just thought this one was cute. And finally, another Tahani name drop. This time, Taylor Swift. Again, but also Vin Diesel. She apparently tried to teach Taylor Swift how to dance for 4 years. And Vin Diesel asked Tahani, "Who am I if The Rock is gone?" about Dwayne Johnson refusing to be in Fast and Furious 9. So, there you go. Those are the potent notables. Let's go to the episode overview. We open the episode in the offices of hell, where they haven't had any new humans to torture in weeks. I mean, what the here is going on? I thought that was a really fun line. It didn't get me, but I still enjoyed it, enough to put it in here. Anyway, this episode is going to take the viewers on the journey of how all the demons of the bad place feel about this transition. Specifically, a select few that they've decided to have become architects, I think. I'm making that assumption because in the previous episode, Sean was talking about having millions of demons to gainfully employ, and I'm really not sure how this could possibly represent that, but that's okay. They did have a budget, after all. You couldn't just have a million extras. Well, Michael is going to be instructing the demons on how the new system is going to operate. They need to come up with scenarios or tests to give to humans that will test their ability to make better decisions. While Michael's trying to get these demons on board with the help of Tahani and Janet, Jason, Chidi, and Eleanor have been tasked with finding the first 1,000 people to test the new system on. They want to find people that didn't make it to the good place originally, which should be easy, but that would, in their estimation, get through the tests quickly to get an early buy-in on the system. Jason is going to set the strife of the B story in motion by reading the file of his life and printing out everyone else's. This sends Eleanor into a tailspin because she doesn't want Chidi to find out all the awful things she did in her life. This next part felt so true to me, that Eleanor would emphatically ask Chidi to not read her file, and then turn around seconds later and say he absolutely has to read them, just as emphatically. This might be TMI, but I had an ex that was worried how I'd feel about her number, and I would say, "I don't need to know your number." Then she just made me agree to hear it. I still don't understand it, and when this happened to Chidi, that's what I thought of. Interestingly, after reading her file, Chidi finds himself feeling more admiration for her, to the point that he's now worried that he won't be enough for her. I mean, his file is 1/10 the size, which was a funny visual. Even with Chidi's newfound confidence, he still starts spiraling with his new insecurity. Who will drag Chidi out of it? Why, Jason, of course. Not only is Jason able to do it, but he's able to do it really well. He even references Romeo and Juliet, which led to a fun bit where Chidi says, "How did you know that?" And Jason responds,
"I read some books, man. Jeez. You really think I'm dumb?"
But yeah, basically what he does is he makes Chidi make him feel better about Janet, and then instantly turns it around and puts the same words back on Chidi. It was really well done. Nice job, Jason. Meanwhile, back at the training sessions, Vicky shows up. Michael is wary of her, but she is professing that she really wants to help. She ends up coming up with a scenario which was much better than the 2 rounds of Chainsaw Bear, and she seems to be a perfect fit for this, but Michael resists to the point of firing her. At first, this appears to be jealousy, but what we find out is that Michael is afraid of losing his purpose. He uses an analogy of basically being like Sisyphus, always pushing the rock up a hill. Whether it's in the form of torturing humans or helping humans, it's always him trying to push that rock. I mean, who is he without the rock? Which Tahani chimes in and says, as mentioned in the potent notables, that that's exactly what Vin Diesel said to her when he found out that Dwayne Johnson wasn't going to be in Fast and Furious 9, which I enjoyed quite a bit. Of course, Tahani and Janet convince Michael to get Vicky back, and even though he has to keep her from an ice-cold yoga class, he's able to convince her to come back. So we move forward in time, or 1.28 Jeremy Baramies, and the neighborhoods are built and Vicky is running the show. Things seem to be going well, and suddenly we hear the music that plays when somebody has earned their spot spot in the good place. Who is it? It's Team Cockroach, of course. The judge decided that they belong there because saving all the souls on the planet was worth some points. Michael, Janet, Jason, Tahani, Chidi, and Eleanor ride off to the good place in a literal golden hot air balloon. And that's the whole episode. Let's find out how it ranked.
A rank.
So the rankings where I ranked the episode based on 5 categories: story, acting, dialogue, episode coherence, and character relatability. I rank it on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. And then I have a laugh counter where I tally up the amount of times the episode made me laugh out loud. 1 point per laugh out loud gets added to the score. But before I dive in, I just want to say, if you're enjoying this episode, please leave a like down below. It really does help us out when you hit that thumbs up button. But without further ado, the first category is story, which I gave a 5. The story is the implementation of the new process. I mean, it's excellent. I enjoyed that they brought Vicky back and that she got to run things. I like that they showed how capably she came up with the test as well. Anyway, yes, excellent as expected. Next category is acting, which I also gave a 5. I don't have any more superlatives to add. They're great. Let's go to dialogue, which I also gave a 5. I think you're seeing where this is headed. I really enjoyed the episode. What I love about this show is that this episode is about implementing a new test in the afterlife to help people get to the good place. And half the team is teaching demons for this implementation, and the other half is selecting the first inhabitants. That's the story. And yet, it's still really funny. So let's go to episode coherence, which I gave a 5. I thought everything worked perfectly. I especially enjoyed them showing Jason legitimately helping Chidi and Eleanor. Just good stuff all around. So let's go to character relatability, which I unsurprisingly also gave a 5. There's nothing not to relate to here. I can relate to everyone's insecurities in this one. Michael not having a purpose, Chidi's fears of not being enough for Eleanor, Eleanor's fears of being too much for Chidi, and on it goes. Just continues to be great. All right, so obviously we've got a lot of top marks here for the rankings. So we need a 15 or higher on the laugh counter for it to get into the meaning of life. And I had 16. So this puts the episode total at a 41, which means it's a meaning of life. This puts the episode average at a 37.9, which is in the holy grail. And if you're ranking along with me, drop your score for this one in the comments. All right, so thanks for listening and or watching, everybody. Now, if you'd like to see a list of our episode and series rankings, you can do that on our website at therankedpodcast.com. And for those of you who've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and or follow if you're enjoying it. For anybody else out there, you can comment or shoot me an email at info@therankedpodcast.com with questions, comments, or suggestions, and I will reply to you if you want me to. Please also consider becoming a patron on our Patreon site at patreon.com/therankedpodcast, where you get access to all of our archived episodes. But I will leave you with this. Why did they call it Mondays, am I right?
Why is that?
Because even in the afterlife, the first day of work still feels like hell.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
To the point that he now is worried about...
Cut!
To the point that now he had...
Cut!
To the point that he now is worried that he won't be good enough for her.
Why are you talking like a robot?